Kaizer Chiefs got absolutely hammered by Young Africans, but the scoreline does not actually tell the whole story. And obviously people are panicking. Oh no, Kaizer Chiefs sucks. We are worse than last season. Nabi is a plumber. Oh, he failed to make a team win in Morocco. Oh my goodness. You know, I have a problem with this because I watched the game, I saw the goals go in, and I was like, it's gonna be difficult to explain this to people, but let's try and do it anyways. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pilo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. I would be in the studio showing the videos and what I'm talking about right now. Thing is, I'm tired. I was traveling for the past 2 days. Bloemfontein, then back. Now, here's the thing. Chiefs starts playing, ne? And it's beautiful. They are passing the ball. They are rotating the ball. And you know what I loved the most is that there is no rigidness. I don't even know if that's a word. The team was not rigid. That's what I'm trying to say. You would find Umtusha Balala on the right. You'll find Mfundo as if he's playing a 10. All of a sudden, you see Umart between the center backs collecting, helping us build from the back. You see Frosla moving, giving us width. Umbutu on the other side, giving us width. Sometimes Umbutu overlaps and then Utupri drops to collect the ball. It's a lot of movement. And if you were watching this channel last season, one of the biggest things I was complaining about was how much Chiefs were just failing to move off the ball. Here, I'm not even talking about what they are doing with the ball. I'm just talking about movement off the ball to make sure that the person who has the ball always has an option to receive. And Kaizer Chiefs were not doing that last season. And already against Yanga, we clearly saw that that's the thing that is now there, which wasn't there last season. So, first positive thing, tick. Number two, you have a team that clearly has structure and they have ideas on what they want to do. For example, you have Uranga Chivaviro, who was struggling obviously to trap the ball and help the people who were playing behind him. But you saw that Umart yesterday, I just want to put him actually number 2 before I talk about Ranga. Umart played one of the best games I've seen him play. I know Uti was liable for that other goal going in because Uti Tlok was out of position and then Umart pushed in as well, left that space vacated. But come on. Come on. We're not going to nitpick everything. But the thing is, I saw him playing forward passes for once. And not just forward passes, accurate forward passes. I personally believe that that game just made Mart look like a very different player. Like he wasn't just running around, not getting the ball. He was running, getting the ball, passing the ball forward, not just sideways. So shout out to him for that. Now, I was going back to the structure that it's clear that even though people might not have like a defined role that this is the only thing you do in the team, but they have zones that they attack, the things that they try to exploit. You know, you can clearly see that the plan here, Umtu right now is going closer to Mfundo so that they can overload that side because Ufrosla is running in behind. And what usually happened if you watch closely is that when Umtu went closer to Mfundo, then they would play 1-2 and then Ufrosla is running in behind and the pass would be played to him. So those things, those combinations that kept coming off, they made me go, they've clearly worked on this, and you can see that they are not playing what's the word? They are not playing my chance. It's not like roll the dice and see what happens. It's actually something that looks like there was some thought that went into doing it. So me, I'm going to be happy about it. And obviously, people are going to say, Mpilo, you're just being positive. Are you eating custard now? No, because there were still some negatives. There were still some things that require attention, right? And we're still going to talk about positives. We're still going to talk about goals. But if you're enjoying the video so far, just, you know what to do, right? Yeah. And subscribe if you're new. Now, let's continue. One thing that needs to be addressed, right, is I'm saying this with all the love that I can come up with. Mfundo Vilakazi is a very, very good player, ne? And he's talented and he can dribble whoever he wants. But they also need to be told to read the room. You can't be losing and then you are showboating. Can't be doing that, ne? There are times for you to do that, but there are times also to not do that. Now, I hope people are hearing what I'm saying. I am not bashing him. He's a quality player. In fact, potential to be the best Chiefs player we have in the squad. But right now, he's like a teenager. He needs to be sat down and told that. Because I remember Atazwane talking to him in the development that don't just do that for no reason. Nah. So I'm not going to dwell on that because I know I don't want to make it a platform for people to now bash the kid. It's fine. He's going to learn. Which is the same thing I can say for Umtu Shabalala. Outside passes, no reason. It's fine. Pass the ball. There's no need. Sometimes you need to make things simple. Because I feel like, unfortunately, something that we are not saying and not addressing as adults, is that these kids are also playing to entertain us, right? They are trying by all means to prove to us that, hey, I can make a fancy pass. Because whenever they do that, whenever Umfundo traps the ball with both his feet while he's in the air, while we're losing, people will go crazy. Yeah! Right? They will do that. But remember, the priority right now is not to entertain. The priority right now is to win. Same thing with Samgelo. Nae. The goal, that was supposed to be a very easy pass back to the keeper or try to turn, whatever that you do. But it decided to be fancy, ends up losing the ball, and then it's a goal. Right? So this is not to say we lost because of the young kids, because even Umbutu, the same thing happened. He goes back and then whatever. But Umbutu also, he's trying to just be a person who does not just want to kick the ball. Because I remember my teacher, even in primary, they told me that rather lose the ball on your feet than lose the ball trying to pass it. And that lesson stayed with me, that you protect the ball by all means. And at the time when he lost the ball, he was actually trying to pass the ball to Ditlokwe. And at the time, Ditlokwe was too close, and then things just fell apart. So all of these things, guys, they can be fixed. It's not like it's the end of the day. It's not like these kids are now useless. Because even the adults, there are a lot of things that we can still question. For example, people are starting to question Kevin Msimang, right? They're talking about how slow he is and all of those things. But it's just a first game, right? It's a first game that we played this season, that we saw anyways, that we watched. And all of those things can be adjusted. It's not like, if a team is so disorientated, clueless, they can't play the ball to save their lives, and they just don't look like a team, which was happening last season. That is scary. But this time around, we're not in a situation whereby we don't see anything in the team. And I'll also address the situation of Brendan Peterson. What was he supposed to do? First goal, ball ricochets off, who's this guy? Utatoya Honet Ditlokwe. It bounces, and even Umsimango didn't see where that ball was. So Peterson, at that moment, he's thinking Umsimango is going to clear that ball. He doesn't. Because what ends up happening, you come out as a keeper and your defender has it, and then he thinks that you're coming to get the ball, and then the next thing I know, communication, blah, blah, blah. But the next thing you know, there's a miscommunication, and then they score anyways, and then you start screaming at each other. You remember that goal that Kune conceded against, I think it was Stellenbosch. It was the same thing. Miscommunication, he comes out, but he was told to stay on goal by Umsimango. So that thing, goal goes in. Number two, Mbutu makes a mistake. It's a goal. What was Peterson supposed to do? The man is finishing right 5 meters away from him. You guys are expecting him to dive. Switch on. Number three, I think it was that one, that long pass. Matt steps up and then Umsimango is on the other side, on the right. So what is he supposed to do? Be bolt and run and catch up? No, come on. So all of these things, and even the fourth goal, Samgelo, and yet we are blaming Peterson for all these goals. Like, guys, come on. Let's not push an agenda that don't exist. Chiefs lost. It's a friendly. And don't forget, this is the same team that if it wasn't for the, what's the word? That very suspicious VIR decision against Sundowns, they would have beaten Sundowns and went to the semi-finals of the CAF Champions League. They are Tanzanian champions. But most importantly, they are not just Tanzanian champions. They are a team that wasn't winning the Tanzanian league until Nasreddin Nabi went to Tanzania, got them to win 6 cups in a space of 2 seasons. So if a team that was built by Nabi is gelling like that, imagine what it can do for Kaizer Chiefs if it's given time and the players that he wants. Just think about it. What I'm going to say is, until the 15th of September, when the season resumes or starts, we shouldn't be panicking. Let's just wait and hope that if this was a lesson of how Kaizer Chiefs, of what Kaizer Chiefs wants to do, then they improve upon it. Obviously, there are still other things that we might talk about maybe this weekend on a live stream, so do make sure that you stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. Please go follow me on Instagram, because now on Instagram I'm going to be posting the content that I don't post here on YouTube, so that you have a reason to see what was happening while I was at the stadium, what I saw, and all of those things. So yeah, go follow me there. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, equals and Pelumoy.